keeps us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
I suppose I should share this to Trudging Together, shouldn't I? Since it is a Trudging Together update. Oh. Does anybody else's brain just go mushy? Like, you can't think. It's too much. Hi again, Michelle. Long time no see, huh? Yeah, I figure I should do an update. I wasn't going to, but I don't have much else going on right now. Because no more detox stuff for a month. Yay! Yay for that. That reminds me, the part of the conversation that I had with Alicia, she's not in the program. I can say her name. This is a professional. She talked to me a little bit about her own experience and some of her family. And I talked about how this is a family disease. And the thing is there's some things that I've experienced in this program. Okay. But I know that if the community isn't set up right, if things aren't put in the right order, you're not going to be able to experience that. And I want you to. What I told her was, I want you to experience the same joy, the same love, the same satisfaction that I get from doing this the right way. She understood that. And because I know that there's joy in this life, but I've seen a fellowship in AA that was immeasurable, and it's missing. At least it is where I go. I'm hoping the rest of the country is not like that. Because they're not. Not everybody's like Colorado. We all have our, even on the East Coast, things are a little different. Hey, Gary, good to see you. And Gary, I have noticed ever since I said something that you do really, really well with anonymity, man. When you and I talked about it, I think it was like a year ago. But I just want you to notice I noticed that change. So the only true amends in this life, the only way to build trust is by being a better person each day, doing, making the world a better place. People will catch on to what you're doing eventually. I'm still waiting. Kidding. People have caught on to what I'm doing. But that's the neat thing. Now I'm running into people that understand what it is that I'm saying. And I'm finding that it's these people with master's degrees, people that have experience with a lot of education. These are the people that are understanding me. What does that mean? It means that I have a master's in this. You bet I do. All right. Did a little bit of name dropping, but I wanted to discuss a couple things. Detox is off my plate for a little bit. I'm not going to hear back for a month, but one thing that Adams County does want to do is start using Henderson Community Church as a place for resources. This is what I've been wanting. This is what I've been going for. I did also talk to her about how I felt with the way I was treated. She didn't reply. Okay. But her eyes told me everything. And her eyes said, that was wrong. Her eyes said, that's not going to happen with me. Okay. So I felt a little trust there that And I knew she was listening because she was writing it down. So, but what this does is it gives us different opportunities, new opportunities. Um, it's and I don't think anybody, nobody's doing this on purpose, right? But now Al-Anon has joined us on Thursdays, but Al-Anon's coming in a different door. They're like, okay, AA comes through this door and Al-Anon comes through this door. And I think it has to do because they have some wheelchair people. That's it, like the only reason why. But it defeats the whole purpose. I want everybody to walk through the front door together. So, but God will figure this out. It's not something that I need to necessarily work on. I just find it odd. But it's because of circumstance. It isn't because people are trying to divide, right? But I think of these are things that I think of when we go through these. I don't know if you noticed, but I've slowly been bringing the podcast. I'm gonna have another podcast this Friday. A good friend of mine is going to be on, Kel, who I've known for a while, and it's been about a year that I asked her, and now she feels comfortable enough. You see, sometimes things take time, so you're going to see more podcasting because that's what I really like to do. I was looking into getting into voiceovers, but they're like, you need to go to school, you need to do this. I'm not going to school. I've been using this voice for 53 years, and I'm sorry, not much more they're going to teach me. Just give me the damn job. Let's put it this way. Dion is not willing to do the work for that. I'm not. I do not want, I don't like school. I didn't say I don't like learning. It's not what I'm saying. I do. It's just hard for me to be in a room of people that learn very slow, and I don't, and I already know half the information. And I prepared, man. So we're going to be able to do things like because she talked a lot about the homeless, and I brought up a halfway house, which she really, really loved the idea of. And I told her how the Phoenix concept ran, that we were, because the Phoenix concept's still around, but now it's government run. But I explained to her how we became a community, and that there was the when you're missing out on the fellowship portion of it, you're going to miss out on like 80% of the program. I think somebody said this, and please don't quote me, but the word we is used like 1,100 times in the big book, in the first 164 pages. All right. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me because, this is a we thing. And you're going to go through things with other people, and it's going to bring you close together, or maybe you're not friends anymore. But, I usually find that people in AA that are working the program, they, even if something happens, we tend to still come back together and do what we need to do for the whole. The church has found out that we're very flexible. The reason that I'm flexible with them is because they're not charging us anything. So therefore, it's a favor. That doesn't mean we're not paying rent. She doesn't want, it's funny because she keeps getting upset that I want to donate. I'm like, no, we have to. We don't have a choice. We have to, we're required to pay. So, yeah, I got to do that too. Yeah, my site. Great. That's what I need to work on, my website. My website is so far behind. The one thing that I am going to do, and I now have time for it, is I'm going to cover the first 60. Well, I'm going to go up to the fourth step in the big book is what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to go over because Michelle's like, I've heard this portion like 15 million times. But I am going to start that. And I'm probably going to start that this week. It's just another way to get information out there. Any way that I can help people out, I'm going to. I did beg for a job while I was talking to Alicia. I didn't beg, but I did bring up, I said, you guys need somebody that understands what it is that you're all doing, who's been doing this for a while. You need consultation. And she agreed with me. So I guess I'll find out later on. But she wants a lot of stuff from me. Now I'm feeling a little, overwhelmed. Let's say that's what I was going to talk about. We'll be able to do events at the church, not necessarily AA, but this is service work where, a lot of times homeless people don't have IDs. Well, the DMV will come to a location if you have a bunch of people. I could have Medicaid show up. All sorts of different things that we can do for the community. I talked about how Al-Anon and Alateen are prevention. And what I brought up was you need to help us get into the schools. You need to help us get into the prisons. And that's what Adams County is going to help us with. They love us. They love Henderson Community Church. Okay, and they love what we're doing. We're providing something that nobody else is in the area. AA. I'm serious. There's nothing within miles. The closest thing is Brighton, and it's like 15 miles away. So, I would like to hold an event soon. I want to hold a comedy event. I was invited to go, because they're putting on one event that's going to be like something that I'm thinking of. It's this Sunday. But the guy said he was going to give me tickets. I contacted him. He's like, "Are you going to come to the show?" But nothing about tickets. I don't have the money. I was going to go and support him, but I don't want to write him and be like, "Well, you said I'd have free tickets," because then I feel like a mooch. And I don't want to do that. But I'm going to let you know something. I don't pay for stuff. If you want me to go, I'm sorry. That's just how I'm used to being treated. I don't pay for tickets. I'm not even paying for my Billy Joel ticket. I don't pay for that. I've done so much work with artists and things like that. I've made so many people money in the music industry. It's ridiculous. I don't pay. I'm kidding. I'll pay your $5 cover. But no, usually I'm not used to it. I'm used to going backstage and wandering wherever I want to. That's just kind of how I've always been. That's how I've always been. I have another challenge presented before me. So, just as a quick story, and Gary knows about a lot of this already, but I put in a complaint about Medicaid fraud to the Attorney General here in Colorado 2 years ago, and just real quick, they said I had a case and that they were going to call me back. They said the next step is I'm going to call the people that you told me about, which they never did, and my assistant is going to get in touch with you so that you have my contact information so you can send me that information. And I never got it, and they won't even talk to me. They won't even send me back an email now. Last week, I found that the Attorney General office is doing an event with those same people. Where's the problem? So now, this dude that could barely even get out of his fucking house has to go down to the DA's office and start this all over again. And I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to do it or not, because the Attorney General is who is fucking around in our state, and it needs to end. What am I supposed to do about that? I'm just some dude. I'm like Mr. Epitome white dude in white suburbia. Am I going to be able to make an impact? I don't know. How do I even get a hold of it? And I'm not going to go for an ADA. I'm going to the district attorney. I'm tired of messing around with managers. No, I need senior executive judges. I have a couple of judge friends. Maybe I can call them and ask their advice. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Reach out to my judge friends and see how I can, the best way to approach the DA. Because if you approach people the wrong way, they're not going to listen to you. They're not. When it comes to government and things like that, you have to do a whole help me help you. Oh, he's being paid off. Yeah. Where do you think our abatement money went to? Yeah. Yeah. He goes to church over. Well, at least he used to, right? You know, well, and everybody, the thing is, like when I was talking to Alicia from Adams County, I told her, I don't need to bring up the problems. You know them already. And she's like, yeah, I'm very aware. And then I bought up Body Broker, and she's like, what is that? And so I explained to her what body brokering was. And then I said, this is why you need me. Because you're naive, which is okay. It just means we don't know yet. You're naive to a lot of this, and I can fill you in. I can fill you in. All right. So she sets up another meeting with me. You know, I'll just charge her. I will. I will. I'm a vendor with Adams County. I will just charge them hours. Is what I will do. Yeah. It might slip through and I'll get paid. It's kind of like on Seinfeld when George Costanza just showed up for work. He didn't know if he had the job. I'm that kind of person where I just assume, you know, oh, I know I've got it. So, you know, hi, Ingrid. All right, I'm going to be doing a little bit of repeating here, so I hope you folks don't mind. But, you know, I'm glad Ingrid's here. I sent another person that I would live. I don't know that Amber made it or not. So, oh, she's not on YouTube. No, nobody on YouTube right now. So, I got 2 from Dion Miller and 1 from the Daily Trudge. So, so yes, the podcasting is being ramped back up. I've been trying to do 1 a week. So, but this last week I did 2. So I took this week off. And what I'm doing is I'm no longer delaying. I'm putting them out the same day that they're done. So, because people are excited about it. They don't want to wait. I ain't gonna make them. I don't do promotion. I don't have a budget for promotion. So, so the podcasts are going to be ramped up. There's going to be another podcast where I'm going to be covering the book. It's going to be called Big Book Thumping. Okay, because I am a big book thumper, and I will be covering every single word up to the 4th step on page 63. So right after the 3rd step prayer. Okay. And the reason I'm doing that is that there's a need, because I see a lot of people doing this quick run through of the steps. And I'm just afraid that you might miss something and honestly not get something that you deserve, which is happiness and joy and balance, serenity, right? But like I was saying, Ingrid, you weren't here yet. I've experienced some things in AA, and I want you to experience them too. I want you to be able to get the same satisfaction that I get. And this is what I told Alicia too. Just because these people have servants' hearts. And this same stuff I said to her, and they need to be kept. We need them. But then I brought up the stigma, and she caught it. I was so happy. Here's the stigma. Okay. And it's not being done on purpose. So I get my bachelor's degree and I go to work at Aurora Mental Health, just going to use them as an example. Well, when you start out, you start at the bottom, right? Well, why is detox and crisis service the bottom? I said, that's stigma, and it's not fair to anybody. It's not fair to the people like me who could go in there and get somebody sober. It's not fair to the people in detox who are clients. It's not fair to the people working. This person decided to get into a field that doesn't pay you shit. Okay? And they went to school for it, and they need to pay off their student loan because I ain't fucking paying it. Okay? I chose to go to work, not school. And I ain't paying for your schooling. Sorry, I paid mine off. Okay? Okay? But having them work at detox is a disservice to them. That's a very big disservice. They're going to go home thinking that, why did I even bother getting my bachelor's degree? I'm not helping anybody. I just get yelled at all day by people that are drunk and stoned and on crack. I love these people and I want to help them, but they won't let me. That's where I come in. That's where you come in. And that's why I'm like, you guys are missing a whole step, and it's us over here. 2 people left on that. Wow. Right? So what these people do is they go and work in treatment because that's the right place. Now what they're going to get is willing people. It's my job to make you willing. It's their job to help you out. It's my job to get you willing. Then I'm done with my job. Then I move on to the next person. Are you willing to get sober? Not yet? Okay, we're going to plant a seed and I'll send you back to your mama's house. Okay, I know I'm making it sound very simple. I know I'm making it sound easy, but it's not. Right? Okay, thank you. She's doing her precursor production stuff. So, see, it says 2, but I know I got 3 or 4 people here. Still complain about that. So then what happens? What happens after treatment? And I told her, I keep saying, I told her. So we were discussing, that's much better, because they're very much on our side in what we're doing. There cannot be any time lapse between detox and treatment. We're trying to cover it, and I told her we're trying to cover it in AA for you. That's just how it's going to come out. But please don't take it that way. That, we're trying to cover you. We have something called Bridge the Gap, but it ain't working. It's not working, and it will not work. Why? Because the desperation wore off. You got to strike while that motherfucking iron is hot. Okay? Or it ain't gonna work. I also informed her, which is even, that sounds like I'm mansplaining. I need to figure out a better word for this. So the other thing that I kind of discussed with all of this, well, there was a lot of things that came up, and now I forgot what I was talking about on that. So, if there's things that you would like to see me do that are within my purview, of course, maybe there's a topic or maybe there's something you'd like me to cover. Maybe you went to a meeting and something was confusing for you. Go ahead and bring it up. Send it to me, and I might use it as as I might bring it on here and we can all discuss it. If you see an opportunity that you think Trudging Together can work with, please let me know. You know, yes, I do a lot of things online, but this is more community. And it's funny because most people here right now don't even live in this state and they're listening. Why? Because you could do the same things in your community too. You just got to talk real loud and carry a big stick. God will do it. God, if you are doing God's will, He will put the right people in your path, even if they lie to you for a year. Okay, talk about Adams County. I'm still upset about that, but so those are the things that I plan on doing moving forward. Nothing huge, but something to be said with consistency. So yeah. Oh, there will be no speaker meeting this month. Somebody is preparing for a funeral and they asked if they could have that Friday night. I didn't have any speakers yet, so I gave it to them. That's how we're flexible. Okay. Somebody's we're talking about somebody's life. And if people want to come celebrate life and they need to make it pretty Friday, then that's if I was holding it, you know what I would have done? I would have just moved it upstairs. We have to be if AA is not the one that bends, then it all breaks. We need to be the people that bend. So, all right. I don't think there was anything else. I think that was it. So one more thing that just popped into my head. I had the right words for today's meeting. And we didn't even cover my format. There was so much, I only had a half hour. Okay. So I had to, and of course I was over here, then over here, and then over here, kind of like I am here. But by the end, I always wrap it up and it fits together. There's a method to my madness somewhere. If you find it, let me know. My madness, that is. Know the method. Dope. All right. I love you all. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. Peace out. And